Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to the United States Grand Prix for Formula FG Season 4. In the break we did see both Tapio Rinho get past Jack Lasky, as you can see Lasky in the background there, and Pablo Deal getting past Ben Utzer. So both the Falcon drivers moving forward. As we can visibly see, the rain is quite heavy all of a sudden. As Berner there, he's gone off there at a corkscrew. I wonder if he was escorted off by Sigalakis. See under brakes here. Yes, indeed.
Yep, he was.
Will decide to straight line the chicane, but he will lose the podium position then. At the front, we haven't seen anything change except that Goddard is absolutely bossing it, pulling away now from Saeed quite comfortably. And Reed has gone past Lasky now as well. As we're well into the second half now. A couple of already strong drives coming out.
Yeah, I mean, this is just... I mean, no one would expect Mane Goddard to lead this race, to be honest, after the Apexes led the field in the dry. Just proves that the wet is a factor of its own. It's different for each and every driver.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can see Karen ahead of Brugman. I think it might be Nowak that was almost having a look, getting past Brugman there. See the silhouettes. Goddard, just still pulling away. Every little bit counts.
And then the question is Goddard fueled to the end? I think he is. I think he is. Yeah, he definitely is.
I think everybody is fueled to the finish now. Oh, actually, that could be something. No. If anything, Saeed should have the advantage. He's slightly less laden there.
Just proves the speed of Goddard, to be honest.
Goddard. If anything, though, in the wet, that little bit of extra stability won't be too bad.
Rinho is not fueled to the end, and we have yellows.
Oh, it's Brugman.
Oh.
Now, I did mention that he was under pressure there from Nowak. Nowak, they're having a look, gives Brugman a healthy nudge. The gravel trap there really does not do any sort of work in slowing down a car. And so with that, Brugman will be the next retirement of the day, quickly becoming a war of attrition out there. Question really then does become who will be the next one. Goddard then onto the scene. Does successfully, safely negotiate it. Saeed, they're just still losing time at every opportunity. Question is really, either the apexes were set up just so perfectly for the dry that they've got nothing to use in the wet, or there is underlying damage on that apex that we just don't know about from his collision with Rasbar. Sigalakis is the man chasing down Saeed. So he'll be around 11 seconds probably. Yep, 10.8, so he's brought it down another 0.4 of a second, I think, compared to last time. He's on the move, Sigalakis. Still is plenty of time, really. To catch Goddard? Probably not. To catch Saeed? Absolutely.
Question is, Zigalakis catching Saeed as well?
Very slowly through the corkscrew, which is fair enough. Even taking it so gingerly, he's still well in control of the race.
Exactly.
Saeed. Get an idea in a moment. It was timed. Zigalakis will probably bring it down. Ooh, not that much. So Saeed fighting back a little bit. Or Zigalakis definitely not going quite as fast as he was before.
Maybe he also had a setup that suited him perfectly in the dry, struggling a bit in the wet.
Well, I think he didn't seem to be pulling away from Burner all that quickly either, so probably not the fastest lap that Zigalakis was able to do. Keranen here in a no man's land, 3.5 seconds ahead, about 4 seconds behind. See which way is he going. He does seem to be catching up to Sharp, however. Martin's a long way back. It's going to be a pretty dreary old day for Raven West, it seems. When it rains, it pours. Quite literally. As there we go, we can see Zigalakis has pulled it down another 0.4 of a second through the first 2 sectors to Saeed. With about, what, 25 laps to go or so? 0.4 of a second.
Yeah.
Even 0.4 of a second per lap is going to be the 10 seconds he's looking for. So to bring 0.4 a second in 2/3 of a lap, it's about 0.6 of a second. He's looking at about 15 seconds, which is a great opportunity to really start catching up, possibly even getting closer towards the lead. Probably a bit soon to be making those sort of calls though. Lasky there making a bit of a mistake, getting it sideways into the first corner.
Slipping and sliding.
Doesn't seem to have the speed. Reed is a long way further up, and Deal, he's a long way further back, but don't discount the Brazilian just yet. Oh, Keranen sliding there into the final corner. Or rather the first one, I should say. Go back to Saeed, as it does seem that Jednak is catching up a little bit more to Saeed, and Saeed is definitely to Goddard. Zigalakis then 10 seconds behind at the last intermediate. Oh, Rinniho sliding through the final corner. Reed is right there. They touch. And Reed just backs off there.
Both.
Question marks. Wonder if that's going to have caused any damage to the rear left there of Rinniho. If we see the car pitching with a puncture, we'll know probably the reason for it.
Yeah.
As an interesting development there, Saeed actually pulled away from Zigalakis through the final sector. So Saeed's not done yet. Might have all just been a ruse. Though everyone does seem to be struggling a lot all of a sudden. Probably wouldn't be too much grip on this track as it is, and then you add rain and there's just nothing left.
This is basically driving on ice.
Following Martins then. And back to Saeed, and definitely Jednak is definitely right onto the back of Saeed now. It's going to cause problems for the Turk.
Yeah, I'd love to see him going for the move.
Oh, it'd be a dangerous one to definitely for Saeed. He wouldn't want to be getting into any sort of fight there with Jednak. Could be race destroying him, not just damaging him, could destroy it for him. Second place is still fantastic for the Turk.
As we see, there are only 14 cars left out of 22, I think. I think there's 22. Yeah, there's 22. 8 retirements already. There's still like 1/3 of the way to go.
More or less, yeah. Only 2/3 of the way through this race. It's not what you'd call a classic, but it's one of those in a way. At the same time, it is one of those classic FFG races where it's not necessarily how fast you are, it's just how often you stay on the track.
Yeah, exactly. You see, I told...
Oh, Saeed!
Oh, wow.
Big slide into the first corner. It's going to hurt him a little bit because he actually gained quite a bit of time there on Goddard. I think about 0.4 of a second through that last lap. So bad luck for Saeed. He's going to have lost a lot of that time that he made up.
Like I mentioned beforehand, when Deal was the first one to go off, the race would come to him, and now he's in the points, I guess, I think.
Yes, he definitely is. I think he's in 8th at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, the race has definitely came to him.
Jednak then going to have a look down the inside of corkscrew. I'd imagine he's probably going to get the overtake done. Couple of sound issues there, we apologise. Martin's there, oops, sliding. Gets it done. As we have had to say goodbye to Tim Engbrink, has had to leave. Probably a little bit worried his car is getting washed away here at Laguna Seca, so let him go and fix all that and we'll go solo to the end. Just a third of the race left now. Lasky nowhere near those ahead of him. Deal definitely catching up so quickly. Saeed there having lost a lot of time to Goddard. It's now 5 seconds. The Jednak going past has hurt. Interesting little battle pack here with Berner in 4th place. Rinho just behind Orr. Bit of a mistake there by the Finn. Reed's going to be there. Not quite, actually. Didn't lose too much time, I think, in the end, Rinho. So he's in 5th. He's got Reed. Lasky has Deal catching up at a steady, steady rate. So further behind, Sharp in 10th. He has Kernan right behind, so Razor's looking for a double points finish. It'll take it away from Entech, should it happen. Saeed here, definitely he's got pace. No doubt about it. He's just struggling to actually eat into the lead of Goddard. He's not going anywhere as yellow flag. Oh, it's Rob Sharp. Yep. As we'd imagine, Kernan there having a look, gives Sharp a nudge. Sharp unable to slow down through the gravel trap. Into the wall he goes. From 10th place, a sad end to the day there for Sharp. They'll get him out of there soon. So that does promote Kernan into 10th place then. Nowak chasing him down. There you go, and the marshals will get rid of that stricken Entech now. Or not quite, in fact. We'll see. It does seem to be sliding down the hill. That could be a reason. Struggling to get good grip on pushing the car. So there goes his teammate Berner. Would have been told the news by now. Is the last Entech going? Be careful. Don't want to get it. Don't want to end up in the same wall. Rinho is behind, lurking. Reed there as well. There we go, Sharp has been pushed away by now. So we're only down to 13 cars, I do believe. Indeed, Jednak, one lap down. Oh, here we go, it's getting interesting here at the first corner. Reed now onto the back of Rinho. Bernard Charles pulling away a little bit there from the pair. Goddard driving a fantastic race. Will be a great backup to the podium by Jednak last round to then go one better, pick up the win. Rinho just a little bit better through that corner. Just going to pull away a little bit from Reed. Berner still in control. Oh, big lock up here from Rinho. Can he get it stopped? He can. What does that mean? Where is Reed? What's Reed going to be able to do? Reed round the outside. He'll get it done. So he gets past Tapio Rinho as a result of the mistake by the Finnish driver. Reed moving into 5th. We'll give him the opportunity to try to overtake Stefan Berner then. Sigalakis. Still, he's bringing down the time to Saeed. Just doesn't seem like he's going to be able to get anything done. It's very slow, and there is still time. 17 laps. 18 laps, sorry. Saeed does seem to have no idea. He's, I guess, not to be mean, he doesn't have the pace to be able to really challenge the lead. So a great race there by Saeed, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be able to amount to that all-important win for the Turkish driver. Here is Martins. The first corner going, having to go wide there. Got to be careful of Jednak. If he keeps driving like that, he will get caught. win another one there. Just struggling at the moment, Martins. Doesn't seem like there's much to race for down in 12th place, but it's still something. It's still something for the team. They do want to have 2 cars finish. Oh, sorry, 1 car finish rather. Corns has already retired. Down to 6 seconds. Down to less than that. Sigalakis behind Saeed. So I'd fancy that could well have a battle for second by the end of the race. Reed now in the middle of this group. They seemingly dropped Rinyaho a little bit here. Martins. Sigalakis still bringing down the gap, but still enjoying a healthy one over Burner. Does have Reed right behind as Rinyaho's had to pit. Go back further, is there a problem? No, they just seems that was pit time for him. So Tapio Rinyaho has pitted then. From a strong position, he goes back to 8th. Ah, there we go, onto the intermediate tyres. Well, an interesting decision there by Falcon. We'll see if it actually does pay off for them. Because if anything, it seems like it's raining even more than it was before, but could be a genius decision by the people crunching the numbers at Falcon. Indeed, it seems Reed's going to come in as well. Though it does seem that he was just fueled less. That will promote Lasky and it will promote Deal. Deal doesn't seem like he'll be going to the end. He'll be doing a splash and dash right at the end of the race. A lot of other people will be fine. So comes Reed. Indeed, onto the intermediate tyres. I wonder if that they might have been looking at what Falcon were doing, decided to try to cover him off. I'm not sure if it's going to be a good decision though. It doesn't seem like it's intermediate weather. It seems like it's full wets. And it would seem like that as Uzutsa is right onto the back of Rinyaho and pressuring the fin. We'll have a look as Rinyaho comes across a 31.6 compared to a 30.6 for Keranen on the full wets. So we do believe Deal will have to come back in. The gap between Saeed and Sigalakis is now down to just under 4 seconds. So we have 14 laps to go. The gap between Goddard and Saeed has increased to 6.6. So then now we can start to get a somewhat accurate picture. We'll see. We'll have a look at Lasky here. He does seem to be struggling a little bit, but he is on the full wet tyre. He does have Deal behind, so we'll see. We'll have a look at both of them. Get an idea of times. So yeah, Lasky at 30.6, 30.4 for Deal, a little bit lighter fuel, don't forget. Reed will be the next, across the intermediate. A 31.1, so it doesn't seem to be faster, but is going a little bit faster than Rinho, who does of course have to worry about 2 races behind him, which could become messy. So then another look up the front, and it is 3.3 now between Sigalakis and Saeed. The gap's still coming down, and you can see Turkish driver just up ahead there. Really struggling at the moment just to get anything. .8 versus a 30.5. Berner with a 30.5 as well. So Berner might still be on for an opportunity at a podium here. Don't count him out. Be a quite, you know, should that happen, it would be quite an amazing podium if you would have Goddard for Black Box, Berner for Entech as well. And you never know, just saying it, but it could be Lasky on the podium as well. Over the top comes the Brit. Does have Deal right behind Deal. Fueled lighter. As Utsa has made it past Rinho, so Ben Utsa moves into 8th place. The United States Grand Prix. It'll be chasing down Aaron Reed. 53.3. And considering that he's made an overtake of 54.2 doesn't seem half bad. So then as he comes across the line, here comes Reed. 27.9. Utsa with overtake. 28.7. So now the race is on between those two. See what happens as a result. Sigalakis still closing in. Can't get quite close enough yet. We have got a yellow flag. Oh, Rinho's gone off here. Oh, locks up and just spins the car into the gravel trap. That's Tapio Rinho making a mistake there. He's going to drop down into 11th. He will be stuck there for a little bit. Martins will come through. Should get out back ahead of Goddard. He is a long way in there though. So Nowak moves into 10th as a result. Keranen is released. Utsa released. They're going to be chasing down Reed, who at the top of the hill here. So we have another yellow flag, in fact. I think it's still Rinho. So he's still stuck in there. And in fact, Reed is actually starting to pull away. So it might have been a fantastic opportunity there by the DTK and the Falcon boys to put their drivers onto intermediate tyres, but in the case of Rinho, it's just he's gone and thrown it into the gravel trap. And he's still stuck in there. Oh, here he goes. He should be able to get out now. car is operating at a very high temperature all of a sudden. Comes out just ahead of Aaron Reed. So we'll see if that causes a problem at all. Reed starting to pull away from Utsa, and you have to ask the question, is it tires, is it just car? Because we can't forget that DTK is a lot more powerful than the Razor. As Pablo Deal has made it past Jack Lasky, but that won't be for long. Sigalakis now down to 2.3 seconds behind Omar Saeed, just ahead of him there. As Goddard is skipping away to an 8.2 second lead. Back through the field, it does seem that Utsa may be struggling a little bit more than his teammate. Oh, Keranen, however, locks up. Gets a nudge there from Noack. And indeed, Reed is pulling away quite comprehensively there from Ben Utsa. And the three cars at the back half of the 10. So we'll go forwards here. We'll have a look at Sigalakis. Still chasing down Saeed. There's Keranen, but we'll go back to Lasky. Be expecting Deal in not too many laps. Goddard in control here. Saeed, it's down to 1.4 seconds between him and Sigalakis. He's definitely still struggling, so how is this going to work for him? How is it going to work for Sigalakis? Obviously a very risky overtake at the moment to have to make. Here's Utsa. He has Keranen right behind. Keranen gives him a nudge. Will he be able to stop himself from going in the wall? No. Is the simple answer to that question. Goes in and he will lose his front wing, but he is still in the race. We'll need to get that replaced, however, so that means that his teammate will move up a position. Deal is into the pit lane. Noack and Karen are going to be looking at trying to make the overtake. Enters for Deal. Pit lane for Utsi. He will be overtaken by Martins there. Most likely will go a lap down as well. Deal is going to be able to do. Bruniho has let Reed through. So Deal there, he has lost a couple of positions. Was in 5th. You would argue that if he was on the same strategy, probably would have been holding 6th quite comfortably. So probably a net loss of minus a position. Sigalakis now, less than a second behind Omar Saeed, and there's still 7 laps to go. Deal. Do believe he has pulled away quite easily there, so definitely Inters are the tyre to be on at the moment. At times is continuing to sneak down. Here we go. Saeed just a whisker ahead of Sigalakis. Could happen at any moment. And we've seen in this race that is probably the most dangerous thing that could possibly happen. Sigalakis close behind his apex rival. He's got to be careful. There's so many opportunities like down here, but it is a dangerous one to try. Thinks better of it, doesn't try to make it happen. Nowak here in 9th place. Just unable to keep onto the back there of Keranen. We'll look forward and we can see Deal. Yeah, he's flown away there. Reed catching up as Sigalakis has gone past Saeed, and it has been a clean overtake. For once, no bumping there at the corkscrew. Both drivers understanding that they want to stay in this race. They're in fantastic positions to do so, and Sigalakis just great overtake there. Up the inside. Through the, then had to hold the outside, would have the inside for the next section. Is able to get far enough ahead of Saeed that he's not going to have him diving down the inside. 5 laps remaining now for Mane Goddard to get his maiden FFG victory. Not just for him, but also for the Black Box Racing Team, also known as Drift Slide. Be a big, big win for them. Looking forward, Jack Lasky in a lot of strife. 126 versus 123s by Aaron Reed. So much more grip on the DTK at the moment, thanks to those tyres. You can just see it. Now then, what's Reed going to do? Where is he going to try to get it done? Lasky not exactly making it easy for him. Here we go then, Reed going to have a look down the inside of this corner, a dangerous idea. Will there be contact? Oh, almost is. But Reed gets the position. And into P5 he goes. Berner's not too far ahead. There's still 5 laps to go. 12 seconds. He was making up 3 seconds a lap. Well, yeah, 4 laps to go is actually a much smarter way of putting it. So then we'll have a look in a moment as Berner goes across the line. 3 seconds behind Omar Saeed. Reed here. 10 seconds behind Berner. And Deal is catching up to the back of Lasky as well. So Pablo Deal here. An opportunity for him to get an extra position back. Down to 9.5 seconds. Reed to Berner. Lasky's already got Deal behind him. Deal ducking and weaving, can't find a way through. Has got grip though. Just a burn. The Brazilian going to have a look here possibly, or he thinks better of it, going to take it easier. Reed meanwhile, he's definitely catching up at that 3 seconds per lap. Berner just simply doesn't have anything in the tank. Deal has gotten past Lasky then. 1:26.5. 1:22.7. It's down to 6.8 between Reed and Berner. Lasky haven't been overtaken, and so his race is more or less done. Jednak holding 12th in what will probably end up being a form finish there for Black Box Racing. Sigalakis in second, in control, well ahead of Saeed. Berner chasing him down, but he might get chased down by Reed first. It's down to 5 seconds between the pair. Now 4.2. So it's not 3 seconds a lap, it's 3.5 seconds per lap that Reed's catching up. It's blue skies here at Laguna Seca. Those on wet tyres are just trying to hang on for dear life. 2 laps remaining. I don't think Berner's going to be able to stop the animal that is behind him in Aaron Reed. Down to 2.7 seconds then. He'll be right onto the back of Berner by the end of the lap, and there'll be 1 to go. If he can catch him this lap, he may even have an opportunity of taking Saeed. And it also, it's not just that, but it's also that Reed is 2 laps less fueled. As a result, in making those stops, you can be a little bit more on the edge. So then he's catching up to Berner. Won't be able to get the job done just here. No doubt we'll have a look at the corkscrew. He'll look to the inside then. There he is, well up the inside of Berner. Oh, but he has to let him through. As Rinho there decides to straight line the chicane. Reed then onto the back of Berner here. Going to have a look up the inside possibly. Can't get it done there. Final corner now. Berner makes it. If anything, that's probably saved Saeed so far. Reed now pulls out from behind. Have a look around the outside. Berner defends very strongly. I think definitely this has probably saved Saeed a podium. Or Reed has to slow down there as Boots are there. He's on intermediates. Yeah, we didn't think about that. So he overtakes Rui Martins. 10th place. Goddard just half a lap from the finish. This is the battle we want to see though. Berner, Reed down the inside. Oh, contact! And Berner's onto his, well, I guess you'd say roof. Reed's in the wall. Berner will get turned over. Reed has to reverse out now. He's going to have to be. He's going to have to wait there. Lasky will go by. Reed stuck there as Burner's going to get moving. Yep, Reed has to stop. There goes Burner. He's through. Karinen's going to go through. Noak's going to go through. Too far away for Utsa to do anything. Big shock there, but in the end, we do have to congratulate. We're sorry that we missed him going across the line. Mane Goddard is a Formula FG winner. 4 black box BMW. Great racing there by the Argentinian. Jednak, his teammate, in a form finish. Manolis Sigalakis, 2nd place. Pablo Deal 4th, but he's actually gotten ahead of Saeed after the line. Rinho there, so Pablo done well. Lasky will come across in 5th. Stefan Burner was in 4th, but in the end will have to take 6th. Karinen across in 7th. Noak will be 8th for DCT. Reed comes across in 9th after possibly almost having a podium within his grasp. Ben Utsa in 10th. Rui Martins had very little pace for much of the day. He will be the final car to come across the line. He was 11th. Mane Goddard though, what a race by the Argentinian. Confirmation of the results by 9.3 seconds ahead of Manolis Sigalakis. Mane Goddard. Take a bow. Omar Saeed rounds out the podium. 13.3 seconds behind. Pablo Deal would have been right onto the back of him almost. As we saw, he overtook him into the first corner on the warm down lap. Jack Lasky takes 5th in the end. Ahead of Stefan Burner, who had a collision with Aaron Reed on the last lap. It allowed Karinen and Noak to come through to take 7th and 8th. And you got to look at it, they did lose about 25 odd seconds, Burner and Reed. Well, Burner lost 25 seconds. Reed lost, well, 35 seconds. Quite lucky that he was able to find the time to get out there, because Utsa wasn't too far behind him. In 10th place, Rui Martins as well, but I fancy that Reed probably could have caught him no matter what. And then we do have Jednak in 12th and Rinyaho in 13th, 1 lap down. And then we do have our retirements. Sharp, Brugman, Heymans, Ratavara, Mishra, Harvey, Corns, all didn't finish, ended up in a wall. Cadero with a transmission, McNamara with a water leak. Those are the only 2 car failures. Quite an interesting race. Fastest lap does go to Daniel Harvey in the DTK quite early on in the race. Have a quick look at this. Saeed Goddard went backwards because Ratavara got up ahead, but the collision there completely changed the outcome of the race. Saeed lost a lot of time and allowed Goddard to get onto the back of him. As a result, Goddard was there to make the overtake. If that hadn't have happened, it would have been much harder for Goddard. There is no doubt in my mind about that. Deal had a funny old race. Look at that, going all the way down the bottom, getting back up. Smart decision though, this pit stop right here by Falcon. Put him down, it got him back up a little bit quicker though. He does end up getting 4th, which is where he started. It's not a bad end to the day then for the Brazilian. Sigalakis moving up the order there strongly. Have a look at Lasky, consistently up all day, but look at that one, goes down, goes up, down, and up again. Have a look. Utsa, Reed, Karinen. All taking different lines there, snaking through everywhere. Reed there, in the orange, going up. Smart pit stop there by DTK, definitely got him into a position of nearly being able to get up to 3rd. That last minute dive. Karinen blue, you can see where he hit Utsa. Down goes Utsa, which... yeah, they've definitely ended up losing probably a few points as a result of that, but at the same time, Utsa definitely did have speed and did quite well at the end, so probably not a great result, but it didn't hurt them entirely. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, what a race. Quite astounding you know, that finish definitely was up there, edge of your seat. We've seen that in the US Grand Prix a few times. The last few laps can tend to get quite hectic. Laguna Seca did live up to that for sure this season. With that, we do thank everyone for watching. Next round is from Canada, Montreal. Hopefully that'll be just as good as this one. With that though, ladies and gentlemen, I will thank you all for watching. Thanks to Tim Engbrink, who was with us in the commentary box today. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Good night.